Good morning, everybody. It's Margaret. It's Sunday. And as usual for the past few days, Twitter is refusing to cooperate. That's fine. I'm going live, but instead of a normal Booktube video, I'm doing a prep and plan because I just needed some time. So I just figured I'd come in here, sit with whoever wanted to sit with me, pop up a cool timer and do some sprints for some of the tasks I have to do. So I want to jump into one and give you a really nice timer here from Wallissimo, Colorado Foliage Mountain Drive timer. It's a 10-minute timer, but I'm going to go for 20 minutes, which means I'm doing it half speed. So try not to let that blow your mind. I'll also do it without any background music, just for Shannon, in case she happens by. Feel free to check out the question I've put in the chat. I'm very curious about this question. Do you have a touchstone or ritual to get yourself back in the writing zone? Because I just went on one this morning, if that doesn't give it away, and found it very centering. So I hope you have one of those, and tell me all about it in the chat. We're jumping into our first sprint. Okay.
Thank you so much for watching.
And that is my first session. Whew, I was racing the clock. Again, I looked up the difference between hyperfocus and flow state, and I'm not sure. If anyone knows, let me know. So I was working on graphics for a non-nano thing, but it was lovely. I just caught up on the chat, saw people come in, just popped up their comments and sort of waved on the screen. So if you missed that, I did it. It just wasn't loud enough for you to hear. And we had one answer to the question. Hey, Leslie. Her answer is, I don't have a ritual down, but I tend to start working on a project as soon as my eyes open to avoid distraction. Toss on my headphones and blast some music. Maybe if I did, I'd get more done. Tend to start working on a project as soon as my eyes open to avoid distraction. Maybe if you did that more, you'd get more done? Because you say you tend to do this, which would mean that you do it a lot anyway. So I'm not sure if you want to do more of what you already do most of the time or what. Oh, Felicia, I'm not familiar with flow state. So there's a psychologist, I think the early part of the 20th century, middle part of the 20th century, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. He's Hungarian, and he came up with this idea that describes the state that you get in when you like forget the world around you. So when people are in their passion projects, basically, or just like intensely focused on something, absorbed in it is another way to describe it. the world just sort of falls away. You're not distracted by the birds cheeping or the light changing or the cat meowing for your attention as he was just doing. So, like I was just in a flow state maybe, or hyper focus because I had a cup of tea here for 20 minutes and ignored it completely. But it's still warm. It's still in the zone of like good to drink. So I just had a lot that I needed to do, and I figured yielding up chatting about books for a concentrated hour and change of some sprints would be what I needed. Leslie says, I meant if I had a set ritual. Gotcha. Well, this morning I had one of these. I did a list last night. This is what you need to do to succeed tomorrow. And I got up and I had time to do this and that. And I got 3 things done. I felt very good. And then I was like, it's a sunny, cold day and we're going to have wet weeks ahead. So I went out to take advantage of it. And I didn't take my headphones. I took my phone so I could track my miles because I'm trying to like walk so many miles a week. But I just listened to the city and the quiet and the leaves rustling. And it was just so nice. I got up high so I could see. And that was just what made me think of a centering ritual. I don't know if I'll be able to do that every day. And especially because my writing times will be at different times of the day of the week this nano. But yeah, I'm very curious about people's rituals and if anyone has something similar. Hi, Victoria. Welcome, welcome. We're going to jump into a second sprint for 20 minutes. The last one may end up just being 10, but I am enjoying this, and I am enjoying being productive and getting things done. So we're going to go ahead and do this again. Ooh, yeah, that's tempting, but we'll go with this one. So it's a 10-minute timer, slowed down to half speed, which means it should be 20 minutes. So let's jump back in and get some more prepping and planning done for Nanowrimo. There we go.
Thank you so much for watching.
Nice. All right, well, we're back from our second sprint. That's about 45 minutes for the stream. I just squeaked in, sort of. I didn't really complete my second task. It didn't take as long as I thought it would, so I completed the overflow for my first task of images and flew through my second task, which was getting ready for the Patreon book club. When you threw that over your head, it took me back to your video. What? What video? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's nice to just see you, JC. All right, I signed myself up for one more sprint. It was going to be either going over the cover details because I'm finalizing individual covers for the new covered series, or going over some research for names and places for the Nano novel. Which one should I do? Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, it is a hood, but it's attached to a scarf. I've never seen this before. This was a gift, and someone found it, and it made them think of me. And so I ended up with this really soft, very interesting color combination. It's like green and red, but it's muted. So it's like Scottish forest green and red. It's not very Christmassy, which is perfect. I always feel weird when I have my red turtleneck and I put on my bright green puffy vest because, like, there's no other conclusion from that combination than that you want to be Christmassy, even if you don't want to be Christmassy. So I like this. And I was getting a little chilly with the window open. So, okay, that was it. That was your break. We're going to dive back in. I'm going to speed it up a little to 3/4 speed. Hopefully that'll give us 15 minutes. So 15-minute last little sprint, and covers or names.
Watching another video.
I don't know
Remember,
what to do. But timer started, so I best get on it.
Thank you so much for watching another video. Remember, if you like writing, Halloween, or anything in between, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another video.
How long did I forget?
Don't forget to go be happy, go be healthy.
I don't think I was that far off. Was I?
Bye.
I got carried away. Boop. Okay. Oh, it's still cold here. So I switched over to names, and then I got in a little bit of a rabbit hole. But yeah, so I'm looking at the final covers, and I need to put them up next to each other because otherwise I can't remember the details when I go back and forth. Good. Okay. My internal timer went off like a little cake timer. Yeah, that's exciting. I've got book club coming up in half an hour, which is one of the things I prepared for with this book. It was interesting, and it was a very quick read, quicker than I thought. Oop. Kind of thing I might want to go through and read more slowly. But I've got a lot of books to read, so probably not this year. Yeah. So I've got the box set coming out on November 7th, and then releasing the paperbacks, the new covers individually, December, January, February. That is the plan. That is the plan. And it involves new skills because I haven't done draft to digital print yet. But it looks like it should be easy. So here's hoping, right? And Anita says, I made a cartoon avatar and scrolled social media, so some productivity accomplished. Cartoon avatar for a specific platform or just for using in general? That sounds fun. I haven't enabled Facebook's app to make a cartoon avatar of me. I know I have family members who have done that, and I'm like, no, don't need that. Thank you. In the system, in Meta, floating around in there, visual representation of me. But it'd be cool to make one yourself, kind of like face maker. So yeah, I am ready for the book club discussion pretty much. I'm going to go through and make note of my turn down corners as usual. I got my images together for my paying gig, and I got a little farther with the covers and didn't get very far with the names. The old parish records are all Presbyterian, and I just got onto a site that showed Catholic ones, but like I need to look at a bunch of names and start putting them on a list so that I can pluck them off when I'm writing during Nano. I'll probably do that later today after some more, I don't know, exercise or cooking or something. So Anita's going to put her cartoon avatar on Facebook. Well, at least it's one you designed and not one they assigned for you, right? All right. Well, thanks everybody. I know Storyteller's Hearth is still going on and people have much longer streams. So if that is you, have fun stream hopping. Take care of yourselves. Give yourself some time in nature if you can, or just like in quiet, not being stimulated like a hamster on a wheel, because we all need it. We all need it. That's it for me today. It was a nice little Sunday prep and plan session pop up. And yeah, that's it. So I got some book talking to do, and I will see you again on Wednesday for the next wrap up. Thanks, Anita. Thanks, JC. Thanks for joining and watching. Bye.